Hey guys, my last YouTube cast did very well viewer-wise. Wasn't expecting that many of you guys would turn in after being inactive so long. So I'm gonna start doing this more often. Just YouTube-specific content. Not gonna be streaming it just for YouTube specifically. There will be content from my stream that I put here, but this one is just gonna be specifically for the YouTube channel. So let's get started. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map as the Red Protoss player, Master League on the North American server. It is Nanimono. And his opponent in the top right-hand corner of the map as the blue Zerg from Clan Poodle, Zoia. So last game I guys showed you guys for my that was a Heart of the Swarm game. It was me. I don't remember if it was me proxy hatching or Night of Swarming. But this is another goofy game. I wanted. I know it was a weird Swarm host game, and this is going to be another weird Swarm host game. These are really fun, and I know you guys will enjoy them. I won't always just do these weird Swarm host games. I realized that about 30 minutes ago. Oh, hey, this video did actually really well. I should give more content to my YouTube channel. I remember this replay was the first one I remembered, and I jumped straight to it. So here we go. My Overlord moving across the map. We have another really goofy game here, and there will be less goofy games. There will be just me standard map games. I don't cheese every game, guys, but the cheese games are very, very fun. So he's going for a gateway in his base. Pretty normal play here. You don't have to go Forge Fast Expand. Daybreak usually a Forge Fast Expand that, but there are gateway expands where you can get a Zealot Stalker and a Mothership Core out pretty quickly and harass while expanding. It's not like it was in Wings of Liberty where it was you had to Forge Fast Expand or you would just be way behind. There are openers you can do that are gateway first. Now, I'm getting a really fast gas here. Its timing is perfect. These timings are, I get my gas on 15, pull on 15, but it's a late 15 gas, it's not at, like 75 minerals, it's more closer to 200 minerals, and then I follow up with a really quick pull, beginning mining that mass melee and a drone scout. I will be doing the proxy hatch version. Now, of my Swarm host builds, there are two versions. The Night of Swarm version off of 2 base, well, these are the all-in cheesy ones. Night of Swarm 2 base, and then the proxy hatch 1 base. And I'm going to go through the details for you guys, the difference between the two. Now, with the Night of Swarm version, you have 2 bases. So you open up more normal 15 pull into the 16 hatch. And then eventually you get your double gas, you get your lair, you skip Zergling speed. Now, I'm putting my proxy hatch here. Why, I don't know. I'm just being silly putting it there. Kind of like making them trip. Lair has been started. Now, again, the difference is with the 2-base one, you get 2 bases, you have a more powerful economy, but it's much slower. You have to save up gas for the Infestation Pit and the Night of Swarm. It hits about 2 minutes slower than the Proxy Hatch version. With the Proxy Hatch version, all you need to do is only build 1 base. Your lair is much, much quicker. Now, I do cancel the Hatcher, and I end up getting that drone out of there just barely, and I'm going to run them away, and these Zealots end up backing off. But with the 1-base version, you don't have to waste time building up your economy as much. Your hatchery goes down here, and instead of having to spend the extra minerals on the Night Swarm, or the gas on the Night Swarm, as soon as this hatchery is done, your Infestation Pit finishes, and you just start building whatever they're called, Swarm hosts right from the hatchery. It's just a much, much quicker build, and loads of fun. I love these kind of play. So, again, he's got his Nexus down, just doing a standard 1-gate expand. No Forge Fast expand, guys. 2 gateways. Infestation Pit is on the way. It's currently being built. He's going to end up throwing down a pylon. Get his Forge Fast expand. His Forge down. Not Forge Fast expand because he did a gateway expand, but and my Infestation Pit's halfway done. My hatchery is a little bit slow. You usually want to start your hatchery about the time your lair is a third of the way finished. That way your Infestation Pit and your hatchery finish at the exact same time. You preferably want your hatchery to finish a couple seconds earlier so you already have larva built up. But the timing is just a little bit slow. As we can see here, my Infestation Pit is finishing up, and this hatchery is just now getting ready to finish. So it is a little bit slow. Got some downtime here. Drones are already being sent across the map. You want to get crawlers down as well as spores. Queen's on the way, and my first Swarm host. Again, it's a little bit delayed because of the unfortunate fact that I built the hatchery too late. So pylon is done. Gateways are here as well. A lot of units too to be able to defend this, and once the first swarm host out, it's a pretty big deal. Spore crawler's going down, spine crawler's going down. Let's check his vision real quick. Does he see the creep? He's just now seeing the creep. Will he react to it though? First swarm host is here, and the units are already being sent in. And this is like a whoa. This is not even. It's barely just this second hitting 7-minute mark, and there's already swarm host out. He goes straight for that spore crawler. Unfortunately, the spine was barely not done. I have to micro back this queen. Another swarm host pops out. I barely get the burrow off, and then this locust pop out, and they just force us back with the spine crawler. Ended up saving the queen's life. Queens are important as for anti-air if they get oracles or ghost Stargate. In his main base, he is going for a robotics facility. My personal opinion, Stargate is the answer to this build. And, you know, he's like, okay, you're proxy hatching me. You've got swarm hosts here. You got spine crawlers. I'm in trouble. You know, he's got to get that robot. He wants to get Colossus out. And he's going to do a run-by with 2 stalkers and some sentries. So he's going to send those across the map to my base. I'm still only on 1 base, and with this version, you stay on 1 base for a very long time. More swarm hosts being built, just sending out the locust. Locusts do so much damage. Look how fast this pylon is going down. It is just insane. Now, he does not have a probe out on the map. He's got the 2 stalkers and the 2 sentries. Gateway starting to take some damage. Oh, there we go. Photon overcharge going down. I need to pull back this queen. Photon overcharge has a lot of range and does a lot of damage. Now 4 swarm hosts here. Putting down that spore crawler in case, you know, you need the spore crawler for ADTs and B for air units. So in case he does something cheesy like that. Now he does go for one of my overlords. I am going to be supply blocked because of it. I'm already supply blocked, and now I'm really supply blocked. And here he is in my mineral line now. Again, with the last game and every game I play with this situation, if he does get you in a position where you're losing your main base, the only option you have is to just move across the map. Make sure when you leave your base, you just try to get a force hold down, but some of the drones do get caught, only 2, is to make sure you have 300 minerals for a new expansion. That is the most important thing. So if you have to buy time, sacrifice drones just to squeeze out those extra minerals, then that's what you have to do. And I'm going to be an ass about it. I am putting this hatchery down right at his natural base. I am not like putting it over here at his 3rd or here in the middle of the map. I am putting it right where his old nexus was. In his main base, adding on more gateways. The Robo ended up being killed off right now, as we can see here. Spine crawler is pushed forward. Swarm host still just working their way up. Back in my main base, I mean, he's killing off my spawning pool. You know, he's only got a few units here. I probably could have defended this. This is the reason why you want to get a Nidus Swarm down, so you can send your units back home. I'm really bad at that. You know, I'm Master League, mid-masters-ish, and I mean, this is not a perfect build, but as you can see, it does have its potential. There are a lot of kinks I need to work out, though. Forceful does go down. Unfortunately, I do not have time to research the Enduring Locust. Never get that down. And as we can see here, I have no money at all. I'm at 50 minerals, 300 gas almost. So it's just kind of like a waiting game. Oh, I hope I stopped. Oh, wait, there's a hatchery here. Never mind. I'm being clueless. So this hatchery's almost done. Have 2 queens out. Need to rebuild my spawning pool. My storm host just slowly push into his main base. Look how fast this gateway dies to just 6 swarm hosts. These guys do so much damage. You know how much damage swarm hosts do? Or swarm locusts do? 12 damage a hit with an attack speed of 0.8. A queen, let's say a queen. Her ranged attack does 9 damage. Okay, swarm locust, 2 spawn, like 24 DPS a second from 1 swarm host. A little more than 24 DPS a second from 1 swarm host because they spawn 2 locusts. I mean, that's just insane damage. Cannons are going down. I mean, this is what should have happened as a natural base. Again, the sentry stalker working on this base. They're going to back off. They're not going to take any damage from these broodlings. Oh, 1 sentry does die. That's unfortunate. All I have left there is the gas. You know, I built an overseer just in case. You know, I lose the spore crawler. I need division. Spawning pool is on the way. And right now, it's just kind of like, yeah, let's build some overlords, get some drones going, and just keep my swarm host coming in, because he's either going to have to use a lot of sentry energy, or my swarm hosts are just going to start slowly breaking through. And here's the proper answer to this build. A lot of people think Colossus, because you know, the late game swarm hosts, Colossus do pretty well against, but it's Void Rays that you want. You want to get about 7 or 8 Void Rays and go for a bust. If you guys take a look, I'm going to explain this to you guys while they're explain. What am I? So explain this to you. If we look at prismatic alignment, it makes the Void Rays do 6 extra damage versus armored units. So when he popped prismatic alignment right there to do damage to my drones, he obviously did not understand how it worked. Prismatic alignment does not do extra damage to... When you use this, it only affects armored units. You know what armored units are? Stalkers. Spore crawlers, they are armored. Spine crawlers, they are armored. Queens, they are not armored. Drones, they are not armored. So when you saw him popping prismatic alignment on my drones, it, just a slight misunderstanding of how this ability works. It's just 6 extra damage, so that puts them at 16 extra damage every 0.5 seconds versus armored, which would be a spore crawler. So if you're going to go do this to attack a spore crawler, and that's the real problem with the defense with the Zerg. It'll be, if they're going mass void ray, again, if you go forge fast expand, okay, we have a little bust here, I'll talk about it. So I got spine crawlers, swarm host moving forward, I'm transfusing my 2 queens, keeping them alive, both void rays do back up. He loses a lot of stalkers there. You never want to bust like this. For those of you who don't understand how to break this build, it is with void rays. Maybe Tempest eventually. He kind of lost, lost a bet when he went for the gateway expander versus force fast expand. Force fast expand handles this better. You get a bunch of cannons behind your mineral line, behind your wall, and you go for 2-base Stargate, and you get out a shitload of void rays. Yes, they'll have a lot of queens and possibly infestors, but with prismatic alignment, you'll destroy the spore crawlers, and then just void rays in mass number do a lot of damage to queens, even with transfusion. If I can get that observer, that's pretty huge, because then he can't see my swarm hosts anymore. He'd have to rebuild a robo to be able to get detection now, excluding from his cannons. Or if he wants to kill these spore crawlers, or these oops, I just dropped part of my headphone. If he wants to kill these swarm hosts, then he's going to need a new observer. Now, he does still have these 2 stalkers here. I do have a queen and a spine crawler here to try and defend. Even if I lose this hatchery, though, it's not the end of the world. It's still only on, I'm building queens right now. I just want to be able to handle these void rays. I still have plenty of spore, or actually, about that 4 spore crawlers. And spines. I'm starting to spread my creep into his main base. I don't think many people do this build. I learned this build from Cats. I did the Night Swarm version on my own, but the Proxy Hash version, big props to Cats for this one. Void Ray still trying to, just defend the base. He needs to get as much gas as possible. I'm finally starting my lair getting double gas so I can get more tech out. Spire. And then here we go. So the prismatic alignment is useful in this situation versus the spore crawler, but transfusions, man, they're just too good. Like I said, he's kind of dead already. There's nothing he can do at this point once he's down to 1 base and I've got his natural. Like, if you lose your natural base, you are in a lot of trouble. You see that kick cannons at your natural, like lots and lots of cannons, like overcommit to them, like 9 or 10. Rebuild your forge in your main base, by the way. If you're going forge fast expand and I'm doing this build versus you, my swarmlings, I'm going to be sending them for your forge specifically because I want you to prevent you from building more cannons. I'm hiccuping. More void rays being built, and then you just sit behind your cannons and you go to Stargate void ray, and eventually, if you can, squeeze out a fleet beacon and get Tempest out. Stargate's the answer to this. Plus, with the void rays, you have more mobility. You can swing around and attack this hatchery with your void rays. You can go to my main base. Stargate is just the answer. Rebuilding my infestation pit infestors would be really nice. Fungal growth, infested terran, a great way to bust. And I'm repositioning my spine crawlers. I'm putting them by my lair. I'm tired of these stalkers shooting from the high ground at my drones. And my swarmos still just kind of sending in units. Whittling this down. And here we go. A lot of void rays coming forward. How good would my transfusions be? 1 does go down. Spamming transfusion on this 1 queen. Again, he uses prismatic alignment. It does not affect queens, guys. It's a big misunderstanding that I've seen a lot of sticky keys being a beeper. He just leaves the game. Again, it's a big misunderstanding from Protoss players. Prismatic alignment does not do extra damage versus everything. It's only armored units. And when you're targeting down queens, you might as well save it for the spore crawlers. Or go for the spore crawlers. But, at this point, he was dead, You're dead as soon as you lose your natural base. But yeah, another cool game for you guys. I hope you guys like it. I will not be doing another one of these Swarm Host videos, or if I do, it won't be the cheese version. It'll be like a a longer game. But I just want to show you guys this one as well. It was a pretty fun game. It was a last-minute cast, and there will be more YouTube videos coming from my personal channel. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.